All right, guys, what's happening? Good morning to you, man. It's good to be back on my home turf here. It is Thursday, May 20th, 2021. And this morning, we're going to talk about what discipline really means. What does discipline really mean? Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? Happy Thursday to you, man. It seems weird to say Thursday. Sorry for the delay this morning. I'm just getting back in the swing of things here. Got in late last night from Dallas. As you guys know, I was at the Entreleadership Summit, Dave Ramsey's event, and man, it was unbelievable. So I'm going to unpack a lot of the stuff that I learned here next week. So give me a couple of days to kind of process and get everything together and organize it. I want to make sure that the information is as impactful for you guys as it was for me, man. It was just a surreal experience for me. I mean, the event ended yesterday. I haven't talked to you guys since the end of the event, but John Maxwell was the final speaker. And you guys all know that John Maxwell is, just up there in the top three for me. If he's not number one, he's in the top three as far as mentors and influences. And he did not disappoint, man. He brought a lesson to teach, to speak on that he had never spoke about before. I have an audio recording of that. And man, it's incredible, man. And what's really cool is to be able to kind of connect with some of the things that he's saying and recognize that even somebody like John Maxwell has felt the same way that you might feel right at this moment, or that I might feel right at this moment, And man, I'd be lying. It was like there was parts of his talk yesterday. It was very emotional for me. Just being in the same room as someone that I look up to at that level, man, was unbelievable. So George Bush, Jocko Willink, John Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni, it was an amazing week, man. It was the Ramsey team did just an incredible job putting this event on. I was joking yesterday. I told Joe Wood, I said, man, of all 3 days, the only thing that I could think of that went wrong is that they ran out of branded coffee cup sleeves on day 3 on one of the coffee stations. If that's the worst thing that somebody can say about your event, I think you did pretty good. They didn't run out of coffee cup sleeves, just the branded ones. So, but at any rate, it was a great week, and I look forward to sharing that with you guys in detail. I've got pages and pages of notes, and I look forward to delivering that to you guys. So I want to say good morning to some folks, and then we're going to jump right in here to what discipline really means. Scott Rhodes, what's happening, man? Good morning. Jared Bird, Dayton, David, Randy, Steve, Bob, Keith, Callaway is on the East Coast this week, I hear. Rumor has it. I saw that on Instagram yesterday. So we're going to have some conversations about that, Keith Callaway. We need to get you up here to Pittsburgh. So at any rate, and Sanjay, good morning to you too, man. All right, so what does discipline really mean, guys? As I was thinking about this morning, the word discipline means a lot to me just because it has changed my life, right? The ability to do the things that you don't want to do, the ability to see the reward of discipline, see exactly what it does for your life when you have it. It was a big topic this week. I'm going to break that down, what Jocko spoke about when it came to discipline. He says discipline equals freedom, and he's correct. There is really not a whole lot I can think of that you can gain in life without having the disciplines to stick to something, right? Anything meaningful, at least. So, when I thought about what it means this morning, what does discipline really mean? Here's some of the things that I wrote down. It means doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't feel like it, right? Doing the things that you don't want to do when you really don't feel like it. And, if you look around and you see the difference between people, it is the difference between people who are in incredible shape. Joe Wood is an example. I spent the week with Joe Wood, and he's just in great shape, right? And you can see the discipline about how he approaches his diet, how he approaches workouts. In the gym, Joe was joking because the second day in the gym at the event, there was a whole lot less people than there were the first day at the event. Why is that? Well, I'm assuming more people went to the bar, more people went out, more people slept in, more people, whatever. And so discipline is the separator there, right? Who shows up consistently every single day will get the results. In business, doing the things that you don't want to do when you really don't feel like doing those things is what separates the great from the good, or the great from the not so great. And everybody has days that they don't feel like it. And the question you have to ask yourself is, where is progress really made? Progress isn't made in showing up on the regular days. Progress is made on the days that you show up when you really don't feel like it. Because I would guess, never looked up a scientific study on this, but I would guess that most people have, round about the same number of days that they don't feel like it. And so when you decide that you show up, regardless of how you feel, I am very much looking forward to listening to Ben Newman and spending time with Ben Newman at the Top Contractor Inner Circle event coming up here in a few weeks. And Ben says standards over feelings. Your standard has to be more important than how you feel in that moment. And the second part of that, I would say, is that, how you feel in one moment doesn't determine how you feel in the next one. You get to choose how you feel in the next one. And so when you don't feel like it, you should analyze that. You should look at it and decide how exactly you want to move forward. Not what you're going to do because of how you feel, but what do you want to do? What gets you closer to where you're trying to go? Really important to show up regardless of how you feel, and to do the things that you don't want to do when you really don't feel like it. Do it anyway. And over a long period of time, if you keep doing it anyway, you'll see the results. You'll see incredible results in your life. Your life will completely change and morph into what you thought was impossible at one point. The second thing I wrote down is it means keeping your cool when everybody around you is losing theirs. That's discipline. That's emotional discipline. And emotional discipline is something that I believe our society lacks as a whole right now. Everybody gets offended by everything. Everybody reacts in a certain way. Everybody thinks they're entitled to certain things. I could go on and on and on, and we all know it's true. You look around you and you see people that just have just ridiculous responses to so many things. I was sitting in Dallas this week looking around. I'm looking at, 23, 2,500, however many people are in that room with no masks on. And here's what I thought to myself. 2 months ago, how would this have been different? And it's the emotional maturity of us looking at each other and realizing that we have a choice to make of how we respond to things, of how we judge other people, of whether we love people regardless of their political affiliation, or their choice to wear a mask or not wear a mask, or their choice to believe whatever they believe. It's called emotional discipline. And it means that you are in control of your own emotions, that you get to choose how you respond to things. It's very important in the world. If you can't do that, and we've all been around those people that cannot control their emotions, they just respond in a moment, and they don't think about, what that means long term and what it causes for the people around them to deal with, right? So the second thing I wrote down is it means keeping your cool while everybody else is losing theirs. Number 3, it means understanding the sacrifice that comes along with progress. That's discipline. It means staying the course when you are sacrificing. It means having this discipline to see it through. Because here's why I believe not more people don't win at the level that they could. They don't outlast it. They don't wait long enough. They don't hang in there. That's really what it takes. It takes hanging in there to see it through. So the sacrifice is worth nothing if you don't see it all the way through. You sacrifice for nothing. And so many people give up before it's time to give up. So it means understanding the sacrifice that comes along with progress. It's not going to be easy, guys. Nobody ever promised you that. Making progress in life is hard. And the more progress you try to make and the higher you go, the more difficult it gets, the stronger the resistance feels. And you have to train yourself to get excited about that resistance, understanding that the stronger that resistance gets, the less people on this planet have ever experienced it. Why? Most people quit before it even gets to that level. Discipline is understanding that sacrifice. And the last thing on my list here, number 4, it means having the perspective to understand that when something really sucks, it's probably pretty great for you and pretty great for your character. Because the lessons in this life, guys, don't come from the things that are easy. The progress in this life doesn't come from the days that are just routine, that nothing goes wrong. The most valuable lessons in life come from the most difficult situations. And discipline is understanding that, staying centered, regardless of what happens in that day, regardless of what life deals you. Discipline means staying centered regardless of that. Think about that. Do you stay centered when things go wrong? That's discipline. Are you able to sit in a room, stay calm, and work through problems while everybody else in the room is losing their mind? Or are you the person losing your mind? Everybody's been there, probably. Everybody's been there. But true discipline is having the perspective to understand that those things that are difficult are great for you. They're great for you. And if you see the gold in that lesson, it will allow you to stay disciplined to what you're supposed to be, to who the person God made you to be in the first place. Trying to bring honesty every morning, Evan. I'm trying to share with you guys and just give you some perspective. It wasn't always like this for me. I didn't always see things through this lens, and I still have days and moments where, I don't get it right too. But I think that as we work at it and we stay more disciplined and we look ourselves in the mirror and we see the person that's looking back at us for exactly who he or she is, I think we can make significant progress, right? We can look around us and see the world through a different lens, see our own lives through a different lens, see the opportunities that lie around us that sometimes we just completely blow off through a different lens. So, with that said, guys, I hope that was helpful for you. Just to run back through those real quick, I'll just run through the list again. It means doing the things you don't want to do when you don't feel like it. It means keeping your cool while everyone around you is losing theirs. It means understanding the sacrifice that comes along with progress. And it means having the perspective to understand when something really sucks, it's probably pretty great for you and for your character long term. So get excited about those things that are difficult. Get excited when you get to practice discipline. Taking a cold shower is part of the 75 Hard, Live Hard program from Andy Frisella for a reason, because things that suck make you better. I hope it was helpful, guys. Wishing you an awesome Thursday. It's great to be back with you, and I will see you again tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.